And welcome, everybody. Welcome to another edition of hashtag the whiteboard. And I am your host, the Fantasy Typhoon, founder and CEO of Fantasy Football One on One. And today we want to spotlight the talents of Mr. Tavon Austin. And a lot of people think he's done. A lot of people have written him off. A lot of people are saying that he's a bust. But from what I've seen thus far from the film, and been in the film room a little bit, and from what I've seen on Tavon Austin, I thought, you know what, this is a good player to spotlight and do a whiteboard. I've been away for a while as far as whiteboard is concerned. I've been busy, but hadn't really had time to focus on the whiteboard, and just going through some things the other day, folks, and ran across Tavon Austin. Now, let me just throw a shameless promotion out right quick. Make sure you join us every Tuesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you join us for the new show called Pain Management, which is on Blog Talk Radio. We will have your top host joining us each and every week, a panel of three. Hopefully we can get three guys on, and we're going to do your questions live. And actually it starts tonight, but we won't be taking calls live. We'll be going over waiver wires. We'll be going over the backfield, and we'll also give our studs and duds. So that's what's coming up this week edition of Pain Management. It's on Blog Talk Radio. Follow me, the Fantasy Typhoon, on Twitter. Actually, you can Google or Bing the Fantasy Typhoon and hit enter, and that's all my information that comes up. So, but I want to just do this quick, short video on Tavon Austin, and just to show you, because now Jeff Fisher shows you nothing. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. Jeff Fisher is an old school coach. So let's get into his psyche for a minute. You know, he's the old school fullback on the fullback. We got to have a fullback, and we're going to bang you, in between AB gaps. Run him in there, get that 3 and 4 yards on first down, and run it again, give me 3. Let's go in the third with 3rd and 7, and then let's make something happen, get a first down, wash, rinse, repeat. He wants to come out of he play stout defense. He wants to get out of there with the score 17-14, and as a win. That was a good day for Mr. Jeff Fisher. That was a good day. So let's just go ahead and call it what it is. This is going to be what you call the traditional pro-style offense, which means your old school offense, which means you're going to see the fullback on the field. They're going to line up, and they're going to play bully ball, if you will, and they're going to try to ram the football down your throat, play stout defense, and let's call it a day. But in looking at preseason, when you're astute, and when you study the film and you're looking for things, some things jump out when you're looking at your personnel packages, and then when you're looking at how players are utilized. And I saw something intriguing with Tavon Austin. I was like, oh man, I have to do a whiteboard on this guy. I got to bring this to my guys. I got to bring this to the subscribers' attention. I need to bring this to light. So let me just go ahead without further ado. Let's just go ahead and get into Tavon Austin. All right, here we go. Let's put him on the field. All right, let's go tackle. All right, let me get a bigger one. Let me get bigger here. Let's start again. All right, let's go tackle. Guard. Center. Guard. Tackle. Right? Let's put your quarterback on the field. Let's put Foles out there. Let's go ahead and put I don't know if I want to put a fullback on for this display. Yeah, let's go ahead and put a fullback on the field for this display. Here's your fullback. Here's Bennett Cunningham, Trey Mason, and as we wait for the debut of Mr. Todd Gurley. So you take your pick which running back that's going to be. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the field. So that means we have 3 more spots left. So we're going to put Kenny Britt on the field. He's starting. Then we're going to put Jared Cook on the field, and here's Tavon right there. So now we got Tavon on the field. So let's go over the position. This is your fullback. This is your quarterback. This is your halfback, running back. This is your X receiver, which is the receiver that's going to get the attention. He's going to pull the free safety over, and he's going to pull over the weak side linebacker. So he's going to demand attention. Now, we already told you about the X position. You have to be, well, you don't have to be, but the majority of teams want a big body. They want a 6'2 plus guy over there with some speed who's not afraid to take the slant route and get hit, but also have enough speed to make the go route work. So that's what you're looking for in your X receivers, and there are really, I want to say, outstanding. There are about 15 of those guys in the NFL. Every team doesn't have an outstanding X. Every team has an X, but not an outstanding X. And this is a team that doesn't have an outstanding X. Now, when you look at the reports coming out, everybody is thinking that Quick is going to come into play in the traditional process, which is the 21 personnel. This is what they're going to line up mostly in, is 21 personnel. Now, folks think Tavon Austin is going to come off the field in light of Brian Quick, and then when they go, let me see if I can go ahead and do it. So then when they go, let me take the fullback off the field. So then when they go, give me a minute. I'm trying to give you a good illustration here. Let me take the fullback off the field. So then when they go 11 personnel, let's go ahead and put the running back on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now that's when Tavon comes on the field here. And your W. You know, some teams call it the F. Some teams call it the E. You know, and things of that nature. I've looked at a lot of NFL playbooks. So there's different numbers or letters to, but it's called a slot. We all know it as the slot, but I call it the W for teaching purposes. And a lot of people thinks this is where Tavon Austin is going to be, so which means his snaps are going to be limited, which also means he's going to be coming off the field when they go bully ball formation, which is your 21 personnel. No, that's not the case. Tavon Austin is a starter. Tavon Austin will be on the field. So let's just go ahead and call that what it is. So let's just go ahead and clean that up first, so that'll help you better understand what's going down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now let's put your fullback. This is your fullback now. Now let's go ahead and transfer put your halfback on the field. And now let's put your Tavon Austin back on the field. Now, when I say he's a Z receiver, this is where he will mainly line up. Now, this is not where he will only line up. This is the majority of the time he's going to spend at the Z position. Now, he'll be over here. He'll be in the W. You might see him at halfback. You might see him lined up as a fullback at times. You might see him here and the W either here. Let me just go ahead and give you an illustration. You might see Tavon line up at the Z. You might see him at the W. At the W, you might see him at the X. You might see him at the running back, halfback. You might even see him at the fullback, even extended here and here. So they're going to use Tavon, is what I'm saying. Now, when I say use Tavon, I know you're like, well, Schottenheimer used him. Yeah, he used him, but when you're looking at how they use him this season, it just a couple of reps. You already see the angles. If you watch Playbook, I'm an avid watcher of the Playbook, which comes on 12 o'clock p.m. Saturday night on NFL Network. Sterling Sharp and Brian Baldinger, Brian Billick I love that show. That's my number one show. And they always repeat, well, Brian Billick, his mantra is numbers and angles. That's what the NFL is about. It's about numbers and angles. And Cignetti understands numbers and angles as opposed to Schottenheimer. Okay, now when I say that, I'm saying this. Let's put, I want to move Austin here because this is what you saw in those gifts. And we already told you in our podcast that you're going to see a lot of old West Virginia type Tavon Austin shine this season. And you're already seeing it. And they're already out. But we told you before time. That's how we do. We always try to get it out before it happens. That kind of let you know that, those guys over there, they're not right all the time, but those guys are pretty good. Because, our motto, this is our motto of the whiteboard, hashtag the whiteboard show. Our motto is fantasy football is a mirror of the NFL. It has to happen. It has to happen in the NFL before it can ever show up in your fantasy football. So don't play fantasy football, like in your mind, something that will never happen. But in your mind and on, the media is hyping it like it's going to happen. But when you put it on the hashtag the whiteboard, no, it makes no sense. So what we're saying is don't play fantasy football, guys. This is our rule. It's the mission statement of everything we do at Fantasy Football 101. So when you look at it now, okay, Schottenheimer's bubble screen was this. Okay, you got your defender here, you got a defender here covering Austin, and you got the weak side linebacker looking over. You see what I'm saying? So you got a lot of attention to two guys. So that's numbers and angles. Now, Schottenheimer was calling bubble screen no matter what the defense did. He called bubble screen and didn't let Bradford have the opportunity to audible out of it when this was in front of him. So now it's like running against a stack box. Now you're doing a bubble screen against a stack formation. It's not going to work. It's numbers and angles. So they've already predetermined where it's going because they limited the quarterback's ability to really audible into certain plays. That's changed now. But let's just go ahead and do Schottenheimer's way so you can see the difference. And while we see Tavon Austin having his biggest year, you're going to see Tavon Austin this year. And I'm not saying he's going to be a world beater, but I'm just saying now you're going to start seeing, okay, Tavon, there's something there. Your antennas are going to go up before the year's over. You're like, oh, maybe I need to revisit Tavon Austin. In other words, all you guys ever saying Tavon's a bust, Tavon is dead, you're going to have to take those statements back is what I'm trying to say. Because Schottenheimer, it was already predetermined where they're going. Okay, so we're coming out the huddle, hike. Then they'll line up in this formation. Okay, bubble screen, hike. Bubble screen going to him. Now they're putting him in space, but it's not space. You see what I'm trying to say? It's space, but it's not good space. It's not, all space is not created equal. Now, when you look at the way they're doing it now, it's intriguing what they're doing now, and it takes a real eye to see it. The way they're doing it now is this. Now your bubble screens are coming. Now Foles is reading the defense and what they're trying to do. Now Foles is audibling into the bubble screen. Now when he sees this, and even they bubble screen one time and it was like this. That's all Tavon Austin had. So all Kenny Britt had to do was go block there. Tavon Austin got the ball, and man, that's space. That's space. You see the difference between space? So now it's the blocking angles and it's the timing of calling the plays to Tavon Austin. So make no mistake, Tavon Austin is getting ready to be the focal point of the offense blended with Todd Gurley. Because remember, there's usually three guys who carry an offense. Some teams only have two. When you look at that Seattle Seahawks, it was Marshawn Lynch and basically Russell Wilson doing the heavy lifting. Now they brought in Jimmy Graham as it's always a big. So when you're always looking at your offense, guys, and when you're doing your draft prep, you're trying to find the big three. Each team, you're going through each team. Where's the big three? You're looking at Pittsburgh, the big three. What's the big three? Bell, you got the three B's. Bell, Brown, and Ben. Those are your three. Then you look at the Cowboys last year. What was the three? Dez, Romo, and Murray. You look at the triplets, Irvin, Emmett, and Aikman. Teams, the first thing we do, folks, it's not hard, and it's not rocket science. What we do is go in, we try to find the big three. This year, Tavon Austin and Gurley are going to be part of the big three. Now, somebody else is going to show their head before it's over. Now, whether they go 12 personnel, take the fullback off the field, and then put another tight end, Kendricks, on the field. They can do that, and then Cook could be a focal point. So, or Britt could show up. Or when they go 11 personnel, Quick could show up. But I'm already telling you now, because of what we've seen, Tavon is already part of the big three. So there's another piece missing. Now, whether they go Gurley and Austin throughout the season, I don't know yet who the third person is what I'm saying. So there's another person that's going to pop up. We just don't know who it is, but we as of thus far, as far as our research has revealed, and as far as hashtag the whiteboard has revealed to us, Tavon Austin is part of that package this season. He is going to be the focal point of this offense. There are package of plays, pop, we call it the pop. Our subscribers understand what we're saying. Package of plays, he's going to pop, package of plays now. So this is not your old Tavon Austin, because now Cignetti is audibling over to the bubble screen when he sees this. When he sees this, they're covering here, and here. Now you got all this space out here because Tavon is good enough to make him miss. And once he does, now he can go anywhere he wants now. The guy has the vision. He has the speed. He has the wiggle to impose his will on an offense. And let me tell you one more thing, and then I'll wrap this up so you can go ahead and go on about your day. Now, here's another thing that I saw, too, that was intriguing. I never really seen Austin used in this way. They are using Austin from the Z position, and when it's one-on-one, that bump and run coverage, they are utilizing Austin in this capacity. Let's go ahead and bring it in this way. Let's put him back over here at the Z. So now when they're using, let's put the Z. Let me go ahead and do it right. Put the Z off the line of scrimmage because Z can move. Remember this. Remember, X, he can't move. Once he digs in at the line of scrimmage, he's stuck. That's why they're going to use Tavon at the Z, because when he lines up, he's off the line of scrimmage. So now he can go in motion here, come in the backfield. He can come on the jet sweeps. It's wide open now. So in other words, you don't know what's about to happen when Tavon lines up. Now, what I've been noticing too is that when it's one-on-one, they're giving Tavon that 9 route now, as opposed to the post and the slant. He's getting those looks now. So now what that tells me is they've opened up the playbook as far as Tavon Austin is concerned. They're about to showcase his talents. So that's what we just wanted to bring to you from the whiteboard. It makes sense here. Even though it might not make sense to you right now, and I get it. We did it on Scott Chandler 2 months ago. We were trying to tell you what's getting ready to go down. We didn't anticipate the injuries to Brandon LaFell, but now that's looking like Chandler could be a real huge piece to your fantasy puzzles this year. But, we already, not trying to toot the horn, but, hey, we put that out there 2 months ago. There's nothing new to us. Now we seeing it show up. That's nothing new. Hopefully I get time to really break down Christian Michael to go ahead and lay that on the line. But, that has a lot to do with the two-sided coin that, we preach here. Talent is the head side, and on the tail side is your mental focus, learning the playbook, and just your ability to be astute on the field and understand zone and man coverage. That's huge. So just wanted to wrap this up with Tavon Austin. Now, like we said, Tavon Austin isn't going to be that super duper world beater status, but it's going to be enough to where you're going to say, you know what, Tavon Austin's not finished yet. So we just wanted to bring that to your attention on Tavon Austin. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the kind words. As always, I'm the Fantasy Typhoon. Any questions or concerns, you can always email me at fantasyfootball1on1 1 or you can Google being the Fantasy Typhoon, hit enter. That's my Twitter account and everything, LinkedIn, Google Plus, Facebook, however you want to interact. We're everywhere, so that way you can get your questions and concerns to me. So I just want to say this, man, football is back. We actually go live. I'm talking about it's now when numbers count now, because our main numbers we're worried about on Sunday is what did he do? Where's the points? Did we win our game? That's when we looking at numbers. That's when numbers are the focal point of our thing. Now, like I said, we work hard during the off season. So during the season, we can sit back and relax, gather our information, take our due diligence and in our note taking. And then, we sit back during the off season, then we can find something and whiteboard it. And then that way we'll have you ahead of the game for the 2016 season. So thank you all. Make sure you subscribe now. Make sure you become a subscriber here, because once I get enough, I'm going to start doing private ones. So that way only subscribers can see it. During the season, I'll probably do some private ones. So that way, give you just a little incentive to subscribe and join us. And, hopefully we can help teach you something here to put in your toolbox to help make you better. Or you can say, hey, you know what, Typhoon, you're off your rocker and don't listen to anything. So that's fine. Either way, we're just bringing you information that you don't get nowhere else. You don't get this nowhere else, is all we're saying. So once again, thank you for your support. Leave it one more time. I gotta say it. I gotta beat this into your skull. So when you're making those waiver maneuvers, trades, making your dynasty selections, fantasy football is a mirror of the NFL. It has to happen in the NFL before it can ever happen on your fantasy team. Thank you.